Ha! Bleeding is directed by Andrew Bell and is currently streaming online. I watch it on Amazon, but it is also streaming on Screambox. So warning, do not watch this if you're having a bad day because this will depress the hell out of you. Just saying. Anyhow, though, the only reason I feel this movie is considered a horror one is because of it deals with vampires. Now, anyways, this story is about two cousins, Eric and Sean, who have pretty fucked up lives, dude. That's just putting it lightly, honestly. Eric, who lives with his mom, who she's in a deep depression after the loss of her son, or his brother, and it happened in a very horrific way. Relegated to popping pills and bedridden. Sean has an abusive alcoholic dad, whom he hates, and hates him as well. Can't say I blame him. Anyhow, though, both cousins have sorts of addictions. Eric's, I guess you could say it ain't so bad because he's all into weed and whatnot, but for the most part, but also gets high off of his mom's pills. So that's not good though, right? But anyways, though, and Sean likes to use dust. Now, let me explain. In this story, there's a drug called dust that's basically blood in powdered form. The problem is if you take too much of it, or if you overdose on this shit, you'll turn into a vampire. There comes a point where the cousins run into a friend of theirs who's turned, and they try and help her, and this is where the proverbial shit hits the fan. Even more so, I should say. People die, people get high. Suffice to say, things get pretty crazy. Now, this is a slower-paced kind of movie that feels more like a drama than a horror one, to be honest with you. There's some violent sequences for sure that come into play, but this is more dialogue-heavy, dealing with, cousins spend much of the time being teenagers and arguing and fighting. It sucks the position they're both in as kids or as teens, but, they don't make their situation any better by the decisions they make as well, though, which ultimately comes fully into play by the end of the movie. It's weird because I want to feel bad for them, but goddamn, dude, these kids, they just kept getting, in their own way, dude. I mean, literally just digging their own grave, dude. It's crazy. And I'll say it's pretty interesting. They, they use the blood as a drug to make, this movie, like, I guess, more different and whatnot, because if it didn't have the whole blood thing in there and the vampire stuff, this would have been just another drug drama with teens in it. So I'll definitely give him that. But, man, this movie is just depressing as fuck. And it never lets his foot off the gas. So, I mean, from scene to scene, dude, just messed up shit happens, and it's just all around the corner, dude. It's just crazy. I'll say this, though. It's a well-made movie for sure. And the story is still pretty good, though. But just be prepared for sadness, though, man. I'm not talking about that badass horror movie. I'm talking about sadness. Woo! I will say this, though. I did like the relationship between the cousins because it actually felt real, though. I mean, they felt real. They felt like real teens and whatnot, and the way they talked and the way they cursed and just the way they acted. Totally, I can relate. I mean, dude, this reminded me of high school all over again, dude. But yeah, they felt real, though. But I mean, also, I do like the way they presented the whole vampirism thing as a drug. Getting you addicted and ultimately changes you. If you do too much, kind of a metaphor in ways, just like drugs in general, right? Just say no, kids. Cocaine is a serious drug, and so is dust. Yeah, full feature PSA for real, dude. But anyways, though, I mean, I still recommend it, but just like I said, be prepared, though. It's a heavy drama, dude, with a lot of sadness, though. But yeah, it's still good, though. It's worth a watch for sure. Yeah. Anyways, though, my recommendation isn't a vampire one, though, but it is another popular subgenre of horror called Contracted. Now, after being drugged and raped and, hate to say that word, might get in trouble anyways. After being drugged and raped at a party, a young woman contracts what she thinks is an STD, but it's actually something much worse. Dude, this movie it's a really good indie horror flick at that. There's a sequel that came out. I'll say this, I wouldn't worry about too much. I don't know, I think it just kind of veered off a little bit. But anyways, though, back to this one, though. So yeah, it's a really good indie horror flick, though, and when you find out what's really going down, it's actually pretty cool. Another movie that has like an interesting take on a certain subgenre of horror. I'm not gonna spoil it, though. I mean, I'll say this, though, you'll figure it out like halfway through the movie or maybe even before that. But it's just a really good watch, and it's just it's cool. It's really fun. It's I think a different way of seeing this happen and whatnot. I'll say the transformation and whatnot, but a good one, very creative, and it's very enjoyable. It's available on YouTube. Hey, so real quick, I have to apologize for last week, folks. just doing a lot of personal stuff. But anyways, everything's good now. So I got a lot of movies to catch up on and other things going on. Also, I'll do a video about my movie too, Remy and Bo, and catch you guys up on that because a lot of cool stuff's been going down and hopefully more stuff to come. But yeah, so anyways, thanks for sticking out with me like always. But anyhow, though, yeah, that's it for this one. So that's all for today. Stay nasty, my friends, and I will see you at the next one. Shay Nasty out.
I'll see you soon.
Like and subscribe.